Hello, everybody. How are we doing? I hope you're all well. I hope you're not thinking, what the hell is that on your head, Brandon? Is that a camera? No, I've actually clipped my mic on my hat. I've seen a few people do that, and I thought, I'm going to try it. So if I look daft, I do apologise. But this trick, guys, you're about to see, this is so cool. It's amazing. It's visual. It looks awesome. I think I said awesome already. Let me show you. Okay, so here is the performance of the effect, guys, and let me know if this fools you. I will be quite interested to see if it does fool you or not. And there's nothing wrong with getting fooled, guys. I love that feeling when somebody shows you a trick and you just like, it's like you're just starting magic again. It's like, that feeling, I love it. Anyway, let me show you the trick. So a card is going to get selected. So for example, let's use this one. The two of diamonds, okay? So the two of diamonds is going to get placed inside the center of the pack and gets lost, just like so. So the card is truly lost somewhere in the center. So what we're going to do, I'm going to use this card right here, the Jack of Hearts. The Jack of Hearts is going to help me locate your card. You're thinking, Brandon, how is the Jack of Hearts going to do that? Let me show you. Don't forget, the Jack of Hearts has eyes. Okay, Jack of Hearts has eyes. So what's going to happen is the Jack is going to go through. That wasn't very good, Jack. A bit faster than that, Jack. There we go. The Jack goes through and he's looking with his eyes to see if he can locate the card. Come on, Jack. Oh, yeah, I think the Jack's ready. So the Jack now goes in and you can just see it just changes. That, to me, is just crazy. Like, the Jack just finds the card. It's like, how? So that is it, guys. That is the effect. So basically a card is selected. Then obviously, for example, in this case with Jack, the Jack goes in and it finds a card. That's what it is. It just goes through the deck, throws it through, and it changes. Okay? But the only difference is with this effect, there is no sticky stuff. There's no double-sided tape. Every card can be examined. The two of diamonds can be examined. Everything is examinable, and it just looks so fair and so good. So all that being said, guys, if you're interested, let me show you how to do it. Right then, guys, here is a tutorial of the effect. So did this trick fool you, or do you have an idea? Because if you have an idea, think it's double-sided tape. There's no double-sided tape or double face cards, shall we say. There's no double face cards. Everything. This is a normal deck of cards. So you do need one thing, and don't get put off when I show you. Are you ready? It fits in my hands. I just flashed it a little bit then. Do you know what it is? Have a guess. If you don't, it's this. Okay? It's Lipsol. Okay? This is, I don't know which one this one is. I found it earlier. It's a vitamin E aloe vera. So I don't know if it works with all the same Lipsol. No, is it Lipsol? Is that how you pronounce it? What you just put onto your lips if you've got trapped lips? This is it. This is what you need to do the trick. So let me show you how this works. So what I do, I'll place that there for just a second. I usually get a picture card. Okay, for example, the King of Spades. And all I do with this is I will draw basically like a square and a cross. That's all I'm doing. So I've basically done basically I've gone round the card. That's all I've done. And I'm going to see if you can see it in the light. I don't think you can. But I've gone right around it and across. So I've gone right around the border and I've done a cross. And that goes on top of the deck. Okay? So now what happens is a card is selected, and it does feel a bit weird as well. If you get it on your fingers, it does feel a little bit weird. A card is selected, and if it's a picture card, okay, obviously I wouldn't know this in performance, but I know this is a black king, okay? So if that was a black king, like a black king of clubs, I'd tell him to pick a different card. But because it's a queen, it would be okay. But just for tutorial purposes, let's say we choose this one, the Four of Hearts, my favourite card. So I'm going to do a tilt. So I'm going to lift the top card up. The 4 is going to go into the tilt break right here. and then I fake shuffle, false cut. Okay, so if you know any, please execute them in the exact same position. Then you need to produce this top card. Okay, it's quite hard to do a top shot because of obviously we've gone round it with ellipsoid, so it's a bit hard to do a top shot. So what you can do is this move I showed before, where you lift half down, pull that one card up. Like it can be a little bit tricky. I put a bit too much on this, and you can just turn it over. I've taught this before on my channel. If you don't want to do that, you could just say this. So I'm going to take the top card to find your card, and just take the top card off and turn that over. And all you need to do is add a little bit of pressure on. So it's a bit like double-sided tape, but it isn't. Bit of pressure on, say, look, the king of spades is going to find your card. It's now done. So now if I just go and pick that king of spades up, I've got two cards there, do that again. When I go and pick that king of spades up, you have this. This is going to stay together. Okay? So again, I pick it up. I'll do it in my left hand, that's how I'm picking two up. If I do it in my dominant hand, it just happens. Okay, so I'm just going to pick it up and say, watch the king of spades. We can see the four of hearts there, but they can just see the king of spades. And all I'm doing is, when I pick the card up, I grab the king, okay, the pip of the king, and I'm just going to toss it just through the deck. And obviously with this, I said something like the kings have, or the jack have eyes, and the king's going to look for the card. And I throw it a few times. And then when I'm ready, and all I'm doing, I'm lifting up and I'm just spinning the card through it. That's all I'm doing. Okay? Picking them up and throwing it through. Then when I'm ready, what I'm going to do is grab the king, and then I'm going to grab the non-pip with my index finger and thumb, and my index finger and middle finger, and my thumb at the bottom. So when I lift again, I'm going to turn it over and throw it. Okay? So again, when you're throwing it normally, the thumb is on the king pip. Okay? Like so. I throw it a few times, and then when I want to change it, I grab it with my left hand, okay, and my index finger and middle finger is going to go on top of the non-pip, right here, my thumb at the bottom, and when I lift again, I turn it over and throw it in. So at speed, it'll look like this. So get a throw, watch the king, and it changes. Obviously, at our angle, it doesn't look as good from the front angle, and they're not expecting the change like you guys. You probably wasn't expecting that change. So from there, I pick the card up, I show it. You can even throw it about to show that it has done. It has changed. I drop the card on top of the deck, and it's so easy just to peel that card off. Okay, it's so easy just to peel that card off, and you can show. Okay, so let's stick it back on. So it goes on. Okay, they're obviously freaking out, and all you're going to do is you can even slide the card off if you wish. You could just slide it off. I put way too much on when I did this. You don't need as much as that. But you can usually just slide it. If you watch the performance, I just put a tiny bit on, and I can slide it off. What you can do as well, if you do have a mat and you're worried about them feeling this, what you can do is if you spread the cards onto the table, okay, so we know the cards up here, what I normally do if I'm going to do this to a magician, I will push the cards up and say, look, you could have picked any card, and when I get to these last king, I push quite hard and rub this onto the pad. So look, you could have actually picked any card, and then when I pick it back up, there's nothing wrong with it. It feels normal. And that is it, guys. That is the tutorial of the effect. And I did put way too much on when I did the tutorial. So usually when you do this, let's just use a different card. So for example, if I use the three of spades, usually you want to use a picture card. You don't want to put as much on. So I'm going to come really close up so you can see. So I'm just gently going across it. Done. That I did hardly any on that. I did right at the tip. And I don't know if all of these lips all worked. I'm not sure. But I know this one definitely does. And I was playing with it and I thought, oh, I could do a trick with that. And this is what I came up with. Because usually the normal version is you have just a normal double back card, sorry, a double face card. That's what you normally have. But it can't be examined. And I wanted to do it when it could be examined. I did try double-sided tape, and I don't think I've got a card. Yes, I do. Just bear with me a second, guys. Let me just grab this card just to show you the difference. Okay, so over here, this is the double-sided tape. When you've done the change, okay, so let's just do the change with double-sided tape. You do this, and it changes, for example. Now, taking this off, if you listen to it, is it this one? Yeah, I think I got it off a bit, but it's, you get that noise, and I don't like that. So that's why I use that. You could do the exact same thing with double-sided tape, okay? But I don't like that noise. I just don't like it. But it's completely up to you. If you haven't got any of that, you can do the exact same thing. Just put double-sided tape on the card and do the exact same routine. But the card I did it on, I didn't hardly put anything on this card. There's a tiny little bit, okay? And then, like I said, I've just gone round. Look, it just sticks. It's like magic. I just went round the edge and across. Look, all I've got to do is tap, a little tiny squeeze, and it's going to stick, okay? So when I've done the change, do the change to 1. Let's do the change now. 2. It's done. That goes on. And look how easy that is just to show the card. And because there's not much on there, you won't have to really wipe anything off. But that, my friends, is a tutorial of the effect. Okay, so that is the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully the mic sounds okay because the microphone's on top of the hat. And also, I hope you're not disappointed with the method, because the method is sneaky. There's no double-sided tape. You could do it with double-sided tape, but you're going to struggle. But that is it. Don't let the method put you off. Practice it, go out and try it, and it does fool more magicians than laymen's, okay? Like laymen's are obviously, they do like it, it's very visual, and it's like, what the hell? But magicians think of one thing or two things: double-sided tape or a double backer. That's the first thing they think. And then when everything can be examined, nothing. So, guys, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe and turn the notification bells on. And I'll see you next time.